Howdy.
Hi, it's Cheyleesi and welcome back to my channel. I am headed up to Burt's Barracuda to go test ride the cheapest motorcycle that I can find. Everybody asks me, Shay, why don't you ride a nice motorcycle? The Green Goblin is just sitting in your driveway. And that's because the Green Goblin is not a nice motorcycle. It just looks like one because that's just what Harleys are. And every other motorcycle that I have isn't a Harley and isn't nice. That's just sort of the theme for Brabstar Garage. We don't like pretty motorcycles because we aren't very pretty people. It's kind of like the whole thing, you are what you eat, in which case Josh is a pickled hot dog, I guess. Okay, so goodbye to the puppies. Bye, Drake. Everyone gets a scratch. Honestly, the Pacific Coast has turned into my favorite motorcycle that I own. And that's not just because it's the only one that runs. Ooh, spicy! I've been getting a lot of comments saying that people can't find cheap motorcycles that are worth a shit. And I don't know what state y'all live in, but there are tons in Florida. The whole reason why I started riding motorcycles was because I couldn't afford a car. When I was 18, my car insurance quote was $300, and on top of a car payment, I could not afford that. I was riding the bus to community college, and if you're from Florida, specifically Tampa, you know how awful public transportation is. And I just couldn't handle it anymore, so I took my motorcycle course, and I honestly never looked back. My parents bought me the motorcycle course for $200 for my birthday. I saved up all the money I could from the job I had at the time, and Josh split me $1,000 on my first motorcycle, which was a Suzuki GZ 250. So altogether, it cost me about $1,200 to get on the road. And I bought that motorcycle from Craigslist. It really was a piece of shit. So as you can see, not much has changed in my motorcycle riding habits. I never got into motorcycles because of the culture or because I thought it was cool. It was really just because I couldn't afford any other option. So I want to head down to Burt's Barracuda to show you just how cheap it can be. When I bought the Green Goblin from Burt's Black Widow, I bought it as is. I got an amazing deal on that bike. I walked out that door paying $3,000. Even though some things needed to be tuned up, that's how it goes for any bike that's under $3,000. And with title tag and registration included on that, I got an amazing deal. Here we are, Burt's Barracuda, Harley Davidson. Okay, we made it down to Burt's Barracuda and we are looking at the used motorcycle section, which proved to be fruitful, just not for someone of my stature.
It ain't easy being 4'11", okay, in any motorcycle store.
However, that doesn't mean that they don't have motorcycles that I can't ride. It's just they don't really have any motorcycles in my price range.
Yeah, not price range you can ride, but there are plenty of motorcycles in their price range that they can ride that you can't.
Just not me personally. So they have this Boulevard here, the Suzuki Boulevard, which is honestly one of my favorite motorcycles. This one's a lot bigger than the one that I had, and it has front controls, so that's going to be a no-go from me. And this one's only $2,900, so still counts under that $3,000 range I was talking about. And it's got those white rims, so you can write your existential crisis on it. This 1997 Honda Shadow is $1,900. So
$1,900, baby, less than $2,000.
A lot of people recommend that I ride this bike, but again, front controls, so it's going to be a no-go. This is a 2006 V-Star Classic, and it is, again, under $3,000. You said $2,900?
$2,900 bucks, all right. It's a good-looking bike for $2,900 bucks. Those engines are freaking cool, too. These make great shocks. So one of the reasons that people really like these V-Stars is because they have like a soft tail style rear end. So when you end up making them choppers, because they have this, they look really, really good. It's kind of got an old school look. Got Vance and Hines too. I bet it sounds bad as fuck.
Lots of chrome, you know, I like the shine.
Yeah.
This bike over here is only $500. What the hell? They do have some motorcycles here that I can ride, like I said, but they're just not really in my price range. There's this Yamaha Bull, and it looks nice as heck, almost brand new. That's a nice looking bike. Depending on the year, they are offering financing on metric bikes now at Hertz Barracuda, so you don't even really need to walk in with $8,000 to get this bike. You could just be like, please, I promise I'll pay. This F700 BMW is $9,000, and I actually kind of fit on it. I saw a girl riding it in the Blue Ridge Parkway, and it kind of gave me the courage to sit on it. However, I don't know if I have the courage to ride it yet. It looks pretty scary. Okay, well, this one is $13,000, and although I do fit on it, way out of my personal price range, but that doesn't mean it's out of yours. This bike is essentially brand new with only 3,000 miles on it. Where the hell is the key on this thing?
Got it?
It starts up beautifully. These handlebars are definitely gonna hurt my shoulders, but man, this thing looks nice. This is actually the first Yamaha I've ever ridden, and it feels smooth. This is actually the bike that Drunk in a Field has, and also Whiskey Chaser drove down from New York, and I can see why they like it so much. This is a nice bike. If I got myself some risers on this thing, it would fit me perfectly. I definitely see the appeal of having this as a everyday motorcycle.
How do you like it?
I love it.
Yeah, you like it?
I love it. There is almost no vibration in this bike in comparison to the Sportster. Josh is testing out this $500 motorcycle that looks like it's riding okay. It's got saddlebags and it rides, so you could ride away with a vehicle with $500. Then I think you're doing okay. Bert's is giving you a deal on that one. Of course, it's got to have the tags put on and everything. Of course, you have to pay the government, but $500 is what you got to pay Bert, which might be the cheapest running motorcycle I've ever seen. We definitely just dropped a part. Not 100% certain what that was, though. Well, with a $500 motorcycle, you're bound to have some parts fly off, so... Oh man, this thing is awesome! Okay, Yamaha Bull might be one of my favorite motorcycles now. Holy shit! Seriously, if this bike had some different risers, I'd say it's a perfect motorcycle for me. But how much I'm leaning forward is very uncomfortable, and with the accident that I just had with the dirt bike, I'm already in a lot of pain from this short test ride. Definitely needs risers, because if I comfortably rode this motorcycle, I'm about 6 inches away from the handlebars. Shit, man, I want to finance this motorcycle at this point. Maybe Drunk in a Field will let me ride his motorcycle sometime. Because without risers, this thing is uncomfortable. I got more lean than wheezy on this bike. All right, well, I have to admit, I'm a little bit nervous. Not only because this is a BMW motorcycle, but also because it's very tall, heavy, and I've never ridden an adventure bike before. So let's see. If I drop it, please don't be mad at me, Bert. I love you. I mean, like, if I don't feel comfortable, I won't take it out of the parking lot. But I felt sort of comfortable standing on it in the dealership. So sort of comfortable is all I really need, right? Oh, shit. It's shorter than the PC800.
Really?
Yeah. I'll be fine.
Take a lap.
Oh, I've definitely ridden motorcycles that are taller than this. I'll be fine. It just looks really intimidating. Oh, I'll be fine. I love it. The only BMW I ever rode was that R18, I think it was called, and that thing was such a power horse. Holy shit! This thing is comfortable! This is my first time ever riding an adventure bike, and I kind of f***ing love it. I see the appeal. This thing is very comfortable. I don't know what I was so afraid of. I think it's just because this bike looks giant. When I first started riding motorcycles, you could have never convinced me to get on a motorcycle like this. Let alone a year ago, you probably even couldn't have convinced me to get on a motorcycle like this. I was even hesitant when I was looking at it in the dealership. Anytime I'm this high off the ground on a motorcycle that costs more than $5,000, I start to get a little bit nervous. I don't want to drop it. I don't want Bert to be mad at me. Oh, there's different modes. I'm barely touching the ground right now, but I'm closer to the ground than I am on the live wire and the PC800, so I think I'm fine. Dang, it lets you know how hot the engine is. That's awesome. And I thought the Yamaha was smooth. This BMW, zero vibration. It's nothing. If you're a short person and you've been afraid to get on an adventure bike like this, I recommend you try, because I've been afraid as well, and I'm really glad that I did, because now this has just opened up a bunch of different opportunities for me to ride different adventure bikes that I was scared to ride before. And I would have never had the courage if I didn't see another 4'11" woman riding this type of bike in the Blue Ridge Parkway. It might have been this exact bike. Even. It just had a lower seat. So today I've learned I love Yamaha Bolts and I love adventure bikes. Let's see how I try on that Triumph bobber. I'm excited. Every motorcycle that I've tried so far just keeps getting better. So that might also be because every bike I try gets more and more expensive.
You look so at home on that motorcycle.
I love it. So let's drive to the Blue Ridge Parkway right now. Seriously, I just met this bike, but I love it. I like bikes. Okay, well, we saved the most expensive for last. This one is weighing in at $14,000.
You're going to be such a shitbird on this bike.
I am very excited.
Press down on that.
Kidding! All right, I'm selling my shares in Brapstar Garage so I can have a Triumph bobber now.
I don't want to get you that top. Heads up. They're very fast. Like no joke fast.
Yes, Lord! Hell yeah, it's fast! Holy shit! Oh, you're not gonna get me off this motorcycle. This shit's on rain mode right now. I think that this motorcycle may have been made for me. Thank you, Triumph. I appreciate it. And this is a tough number 2 for sound for the street rod. That street rod sounded awesome, and so does this bike. Y'all just unleashed a demon! I'm really wishing that I had 13 grand right now to spend on this motorcycle because I love it. That's the worst part about coming to Bert's to test ride bikes is I can't bring all of them home. And every single motorcycle I've tried today, I've liked it more than the last. And it might be because they're getting more expensive, but who's to say? This motorcycle's basically brand new. It's got 3,700 miles on it. I don't really know how much this bike costs brand new, but this bike rips. 14 grand is a lot of money though. Something like this, it feels worth it. Damn. Gosh, this definitely feels like a new bike. The clutch feels great. Holy shit, this bike is so fast. Bert's is gonna have to rip this motorcycle out of my fucking cold, dead claws. Okay? And it's probably gonna be because I crashed it. That's way too f***ing easy. Josh is riding the Purple Rain Goldwing because just what he needs, another Goldwing to ride on. Hell yeah, that is so fucking fun! Bird has unleashed a speed demon! How am I supposed to get back on the PC 800 after this? Going to test ride because he was jealous. That thing is too fun.
Can't believe we're gonna get on this, back on this after that 1800. Probably the same thing.
I really wish I was riding that bobber home instead of this hunk of shit. As a 4'11" rider, I can't expect for dealerships to have a lot of bikes in stock that'll fit me, especially for a low price that I'm looking for. The bikes that did fit me today did work really well, and I like them a lot. The Triumph Bobber and the Yamaha Bull just shot up to some of my favorite motorcycles I've ever ridden. The BMW I rode, I can't remember the name at this moment. I never thought in a million years I could ever ride something like that. So if you're a short rider out there, go test it. Even if your feet don't touch the ground, it's not really a big deal because the bike isn't so heavy. Lean yourself on one leg and you'll be fine. As much as I love our old crappy bikes, riding a new bike every once in a while is pretty nice. We've got quite a few people in the comments telling us to donate our motorcycles for the next raffle. I promise you guys, you don't want that. The motorcycles inside of Rapstar Garage are nothing to shake a stick at. You would much rather have Bert's donate his motorcycles to the raffle. And as of right now, we're still working out exactly what the next raffle is going to be. What I can say so far is that it's going to be a truck, trailer, and motorcycle combo. I just can't tell you what kind of motorcycle and what kind of truck it'll be just.
Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode. Tune in on Sunday to Shadetree Surgeon's channel to figure out what the next raffle is going to be for the Forgotten Angels Brapstar Campout. It's so good. It's sitting in my driveway right now, and I'm so excited to announce it to y'all. And keeping secrets is internally hurting me. I am in pain constantly from not shouting at you guys exactly what's happening. So tune in on Sunday. See what's going on. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the ding dong diddle, and do all the things. I will see you here on Sunday. Bye.
Ooh, spicy.